All right, good evening, guys. Welcome to Land Timber Stream, guys and gals. Appreciate you stopping by. This is going to be a brief, just an update, vlog update today. Let me pull up the agenda for discussion. We're going to be talking about community again and some Discord meetups that we're doing. And we're going to talk about Discord itself and Slack and some of those things. Just briefly touch on those. This is the chat window in case anybody wants to say hello. Anyway, guys, wanted to just talk about some collaborations that happened yesterday or last night on the Discord channel. If you haven't joined yet, it's linked down below. We decided to, or one of the members in the Discord channel was like, "Hey, why don't we do a meetup?" And we're like, "Okay, well, there's several tools we can use, right? We can use Slack. You can use Spark. There's River, and then, of course, there's some of the others like Skype, things like that. I mean, there's so many tools these days to do video collaboration because that's what we want to do, audio and video collaboration. Well, it turns out that Discord, I knew could do some of that. I could do audio channels very easily. As a matter of fact, Discord, that is what essentially it excels at. And that's what a lot of gamers use for their voice chat, live during a game. So the reason they do that is because of the low latency and the good performance and quality of Discord audio channels. So we thought, okay, we'll start out with audio channel, but then like within just a few minutes, I was able to set up a video call. And basically the way Discord handles that is you can do what's called a DM, a direct message, just like you would use any other messenger platform, right? I know you can do that in Spark and Slack. You send a message directly versus in a group or in a channel. And what you can do is up to 9 people for free in Discord. You can have up to 9 people join what's called a group DM. And we did that. We had several people on there and we were able to share our screens. We were able to do video conferencing. And man, it was crisp. It was good quality. The audio was good, the video was good, the latency, there was no latency there. We had 4 people for this meetup, first one. Several others were interested. It was kind of an ad hoc thing, but we plan to do that some more. So, if you haven't joined yet, join us down the Discord channel at the Land Tamer. And, we're going to be talking and encouraging each other and just complaining about challenges that we're facing in our labs or in doing labbing and studying and things like that. So the first one we had, the inaugural one yesterday, was great. There is some talk about maybe doing, because we've got several people that are in the channel, in Discord channel, who are in different areas of the world. So there's some discussion about maybe folks who are doing from different regions having their own meetups, but we'll see how it goes. Right now, we're looking at like Tuesdays, potentially Tuesday nights. Starting out once a week, it may switch, or may be more than that or less than that. But we'll just have to play it by ear. And the great thing is, we've got the tools, and they're free, right? So join us if you want to check this out. And when you talk about all these different tools, we had a little discussion about this last night. They all have their pros and cons. I use all of them. So when you talk about Slack versus Spark versus River versus Discord, it's not really a decision usually about, unless you're starting a group, it's not really a decision about which one you're going to use. You're going to use the one that the social group and the study group that you're associated with is using, right? So if everyone is using Slack, you go on Slack. It's not really a choice. But I have to say, I'm happy that we try to use Discord, and it looks like we'll probably stick with that in this little group going forward. And I have to say, if I ever started another group like this, collaborative group, I will probably choose Discord. Again, Spark, I've used it a lot. I've had different issues with Spark. Also, Slack, I'm in a number of Slack groups. None of them are really active right now. That's not really, that doesn't really say anything about the platform itself or the software. I know a lot of people use Slack, but I've not by any means, this is not a technical review by any means. I will just say that so far I've used all 4, And so far, I really like the way Discord works. It seems to be very stable. I will say that about Discord. Not just in the interactive communications, but at least in the client itself. And, you can use a client on, you can use it on Windows, on Mac, on Linux. You can use the web client you can even do your video calls through the web client. You may be able to do that on Slack, I'm not sure. But I'd just say it's very crisp. I mean, it just works. So I really like it and would endorse it or recommend it to anyone trying to start a small group. Now, I don't know how it scales. I do know that a lot of gamers use it, but a lot of times they use it for small groups of interactive chats. So compared to WebEx, where you may have, and that's not on this list because that's a corporate enterprise product that requires its own infrastructure often, and pricing. It's not free by any means. But yeah, those can handle certainly large numbers of users and calls and video feeds at the same time. I know with Discord it's used by millions of gamers all the time, but typically it's voice for voice chat, and typically that is small groups. So again, this is not a exhaustive comparison. I'll just say if you have not thought about using Discord and you're thinking about starting up a group or leveraging, some chat tools or some collaboration tools, check it out. It may be what you need. It may not. But at least use that as part of your selection process. I have been very happy with it so far and very pleased with it. Ryver, for example, I will say I've had trouble using it on certain platforms. I know that Ryver has a lot of good search features and things like that. I've been using it for a while. I do have issues running it though on some computers. So, and what I mean by that is the iPad, it has some weird formatting issues, Ryver does. And it's just not as crisp and stable to me of a client. And I've used it on iPhone, iPad. I've used it on Windows and Mac. And it's got a few bugs in it. It's not as clean of an interface as Discord is to me. But it has a lot of capabilities in there in terms of archival and storage. I think probably more than Discord does. Slack and Spark, I'm sure you've already all used them. Again, I think so far Discord's my favorite among the three. So that's just my very brief, short collaborative tool comparison. And again, just kind of pitching these meetups. If you want to get involved, join the Discord and check us out. Streaming issues. So I ran some more time than I can really afford on troubleshooting some streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Yesterday I tried YouTube and it also did not work. I'd used Wireshark captures and I thought maybe, I had a suspicion that, well, maybe this is a, now that the ISPs have a little more liberty, maybe they've introduced some sort of, maybe they've changed their usage policies with the account I have, and maybe they required a different tier now of service to do streaming. I don't know, because it seemed like right at about 3,000 frames, the stream would drop. I mean, almost to the T. This is, again, using Wireshark, and it looks like it's using a couple different ingest servers with YouTube and also with Twitch. But right about that mark, 3,000, it would basically start dropping frames, and TCP would just go like this. And I'd start dropping frames in OBS. So, so today I'm trying on a different Windows computer, OBS, basically a lot of the same settings. And so far it seems to be working. So that tells me it's either OBS itself, an issue with OBS, an issue with my Mac, because right now I've not been capped out by the ISP as far as I could tell. But man, I wanted to blame them, but it doesn't look like I can. But I'll keep you updated on that. But right now the stream's live, and I think we're good. Just one meat chunk tonight. Wireshark update tonight. I read the release notes. In Windows, it prompts you to go ahead and upgrade. I'm not sure if it does it on the Mac. I think it does on the Mac. It'll actually prompt you, but just in case, I went ahead and proactively downloaded the latest release. And according to the release notes, no changes, just bug fixes. But if you use Wireshark as much as I do, then you probably want to have the latest version, the latest stable version. So anyway, that's all I have tonight, folks. I'm still on studying. I lost some study time troubleshooting this streaming setup, but if I don't get to do any more tonight, we'll be starting back up tomorrow, going through the list, and we got 67 days to go. So we're going to keep on keeping on. All right, I hope you have a great Wednesday night, and thanks for joining us here on the Land Tamer stream. Please like this video if you're watching on YouTube, or follow us here on Twitch, and we shall see you soon back here in the Land Tamer stream. Have a good night.